Steven Universe is a popular cartoon that was the first to be created solely by a woman for Cartoon Network. Rebecca Sugar based the lead character, a half-alien boy, on her younger brother Steven, who also happens to be an artist on the series. It's aimed at kids, so it's largely inoffensive, but that didn't stop some countries from censoring certain aspects of the show. And that's what this video is about. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. It's the best way of keeping up to date with all of ScreenRant's great new videos.
I know what this meal needs. A bag of onion!
Altered dialogue. There have been a number of instances where the supposedly inappropriate dialogue in Steven Universe has been altered in various countries around the world. For one of the most extreme and largely unnecessary examples, look no further than the United Kingdom. In the UK, Amethyst's line, "Do you ever hear from old Farty Marty?" in the episode Onion Friend was cut down to "Do you ever hear from old Marty?" Seriously, the word farty was deemed too offensive for the children of the UK to hear, the UK literally being the accepted birthplace of toilet humor. There was also a line written for Marty when he was talking to Greg Universe about Greg's infatuation with rose quartz in the episode Story for Steven, that originally had him saying, "See Greg, this is your problem. You want one huge woman when you could have multiple small ones." In the UK, to make Marty sound a little less like a repulsive womanizer who dislikes overweight women, the line was changed to, "See Greg, this is your problem. Don't get distracted by these small town girls. They don't matter." And those changes are just a couple of the countless examples from around the world.
The only way to defeat the beat is with meat.
Altered signage. It's not just the audible words in Steven Universe that have been changed to suit audiences around the world. Some of the written words, specifically those on signage in the show, has as well. For instance, in France, a sign that said Meat Beat Mania simply said Beat Mania to avoid any suggestion of meat beating. In fact, one sign at the Funland amusement park in the show was even altered in America in a later episode. A hot dog stall sign that previously said Wiener in hand was changed to simply say hot dogs. On a related note, and perhaps even more baffling, is the fact that some of the text in certain episode titles were changed abroad. In Russia, Bulgaria, and the Middle East, for example, the episode known as An Indirect Kiss Everywhere Else was changed to variations of Steven's power. The original title referred to a moment in the show when Steven improved Connie's vision by kissing her on the forehead, and there's nothing wrong with that. But for some bizarre reason, the word kiss on an episode of a children's cartoon was deemed to be inappropriate. Do you really think these changes were needed?
Let's go, just 1 on 2. Go ahead and try hit me if you're able.
Watered down violence. Scenes involving physical violence in Steven Universe tend to show contact between the people who are fighting. If someone gets punched in the face, you'll see the contact between fist and face. If someone gets kicked in the head, you'll see the contact between the foot and the head. Or at least, you will when the show is being aired in America. In the likes of the UK and Australia, however, a technique known as hit flash is used instead, which fills the screen with a big flash at the point of contact, masking the moment it happens. A prime example comes in the Jailbreak episode, when the brutal showdown between Garnet and Jasper was full of hit flashes spliced in at various points to hide the moment of physical contact when any punches occurred. It's actually quite a commonly used technique in animation. Batman the Animated Series is another show that uses it, and it's so subtle that it's barely noticeable unless you're aware of the fact that it's happening. It's a convenient way to make the censors happy if they don't want actual contact violence depicted in cartoons without really taking any quality away from the scenes in question.
Come to me!
Homophobia. Yup. What essentially amounts to homophobia is occurring in some countries when it comes to Steven Universe. Can you believe that? The show was groundbreaking for being a kids' cartoon depicting homosexuality. But certain countries seem to pretend the very concept of homosexuality doesn't exist when they air the show, by cutting out any scenes in which two characters of the same sex kiss or show each other affection. For example, in Malaysia, in the episode Hit the Diamond, when Ruby and Sapphire kissed, they spliced in duplicate shots of what happened before and after the kiss instead of actually showing it. In the UK, in the episode We Need to Talk, Pearl and Rose spontaneously did the fusion dance, which is the most intimate act the characters in the show are capable of, and while suggestive, it certainly wasn't explicit, but the scene was cut to a guitarist from the band whose music was playing instead. And in Sweden, Sapphire's line, "I'm trying but all I want to look at is you," was changed to "I'm trying but I'm having problems concentrating," in order to avoid the suggestion that she was sexually attracted to Ruby. For this to still be happening in the 21st century is sad, really.
Everything on this island has such a bright, happy smile.
Snipped scenes and episodes. A number of scenes from Steven Universe have been strangely snipped around the world. For example, Latvia snipped a few seconds from a makeout session between Sadie and Lars in the Island Adventure episode. Yeah, even heterosexual couples are having their kisses edited. Poland shortened a scene in which Amethyst pulled a large booger out of her nose. No, really, boogers were deemed to be inappropriate in a kids' show in Poland. As if every single kid watching hadn't picked their nose at some point. And even more bizarrely, most of Europe cut Steven executing the Heimlich maneuver to save Lars from choking on a donut laced with powerful fire salt. What the heck is wrong with showing the Heimlich maneuver? It's a technique that saves lives, for goodness sake. Moreover, some entire episodes have been completely excised. We Need to Talk wasn't shown in Turkey, The Answer hasn't been broadcast in Russia, and both So Many Birthdays and Lars and the Cool Kids haven't been aired in the Middle East. For whatever reason, the content of those episodes has been deemed so inappropriate for children that they will never be shown on TV in those countries. And frankly, that's just weird.
Whoops.
They're jammed!
And that's the end of our video. Did you enjoy it? What do you think of these changes to Steven Universe around the world? Were they really necessary? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to ScreenRant for more great videos like this one. Bye for now!